After months of ignoring them, the NDP are suddenly struck with benevolence towards Alberta greenhouse operators. Agriculture Minister O'Neill Carlier has announced that the NDP are offering carbon tax relief for greenhouse operators. So, for the next 2 years, greenhouses will be able to recoup up to 80% of the carbon levy, similar to what happens in BC. Wow! Thanks for nothing, Carlier, and here's why. Here's the math. Some greenhouse operators will have up to $50,000 in extra costs because of the carbon tax. An 80% rebate still leaves them with a $10,000 extra tax bill. Now, greenhouse operators who have to use natural gas heat to extend their growing season to compete with other regions, well, they can pass the costs along to consumers. But here's the problem. Their produce sits on the grocery store shelf next to vegetables and fruits from California and Mexico. Those places don't have to heat, they have no carbon tax, and they have a lower minimum wage. These growers warned the NDP that the carbon tax would price people away from Alberta-grown food, while the NDP simultaneously claimed to care about locally grown food. Rachel Notley's carbon tax has been a tariff on Alberta farmers who grow our food, and everyone with half a brain saw this coming from the get-go. That's why the Wild Rose Party tried to get an amendment to exempt greenhouse operators from the carbon tax while the carbon tax bill was being debated. You see, the Wild Rose has something the NDP doesn't have. They have farmers in their caucus. They understood the carbon tax in a way people who have never paid a bill on their own, like the baristas and social workers in the NDP, never could. The farmers in the Wild Rose saw this coming and tried to do something about it, and the NDP voted their amendment down, giving some of the stupidest of reasons. Here.
Rather than debating what are the plain facts of the matter, Madam Chair, the opposition is more concerned about spreading their half-truths and disingenuous information here, because either they do not understand what the plan is or they are more interested in scaring Alberta. And in my opinion, Madam Chair, it's that we are looking at the simple facts. And the fact is that when we're talking about greenhouses and we're talking about these types of operations, natural gas prices are at absolutely historic lows, Madam Chair. Even with the carbon price, consumers will be paying less for natural gas.
So now, after seeing they were wrong to include farmers and greenhouse operators in the carbon tax instead of exempting people who grow our food from this bad law, or better yet, ditching this useless redistribution tax altogether, the NDP have a solution. Keep taxing greenhouse operators, cycle the money through the hands of government and 100 bureaucrats, and then give a pittance of what is left of the money they took from farmers back to them. Great plan, jerks. All this does is grow jobs for unionized government money handlers and pencil pushers. But isn't that really the plan? This is like being grateful for the schoolyard bully that stole your lunch because he left you with the juice box. All this fake tax relief is a little too late. Western feedlots closed, citing the carbon tax in Bill 6. Hotchkiss Herbs and Produce is gone, citing the carbon tax and Bill 6. Those jobs are gone. Those businesses are gone. Those local growers are gone. The NDP should have listened to producers, but they won't until they're forced to listen to them when we vote them out in 2019. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. You can read about the radical authors of Rachel Notley's carbon tax in my book, The Destroyers. Go to thedestroyers.ca and download your copy.